Tonight, some sad news as we've lost a longtime member and friend of the WBTV team. You've probably never seen Baron Murphy's face on TV, but he was an integral part of bringing you the news day in and day out for more than 40 years. Great guy there. Jamie Bowl looks back at Murphy's life's career and impact on news here in Charlotte.
A native of Winston-Salem and a graduate of UNC Charlotte, Walter Baron Murphy started his career in broadcasting as a photojournalist here at WBTV. It was 1983. No computers, no cell phones, no internet. Journalists like Baron shot on big cameras with a separate recording deck. He carried quarters for payphones and used typewriters in the newsroom. Baron's cool, mature demeanor made him a leader at this station while Charlotte experienced unprecedented growth. The arrival of the Hornets, then Panthers, historic storms like Hugo,
On Christ, the song.
and the unraveling of the PTL scandals. Charlotteans saw those moments and more through Baron's lens. Baron eventually became our operations manager. From the day-to-day to any big event or special coverage, Baron was the one to make sure it got on the air. His steady hand helped lead WBTV into a new era of technology and innovation for broadcast journalism. Baron wasn't a talker, he was a doer. He led by example. He was a mentor to every photographer, reporter, manager who has come through our newsroom doors over the 41 years he was here. Baron's mark on WBTV and Charlotte, simply indelible. With his loving wife Julie by his side, Baron's battle with cancer ended this week. He'll be missed by so many. But the professional example he set, the important journalism he produced and oversaw, and more importantly, his impact on those he touched won't be forgotten and will certainly live on.
Sponsored by Circle